Hi, problem solvers. Welcome to writing. So, yesterday we talked about synthesizing information between multiple sources, right? So, today I'm going to read you a book, and it's a book all about how to write persuasive books. Um, so, so far, when it comes to learning how to write persuasive books, you've pretty much only had one source, and that's me. But now, after I read you this book, you will that will be your second source. So, I want us to not only listen to the tips and tricks in the book, but I want you to keep in mind your synthesizing skills that will allow you to critically consume both the information I'm giving you and the information in the book. Remember, when readers critically consume a new source, they keep their first resource in mind. Ask yourself, does this add to what I've learned already? Does this change what I've learned already? It might even totally contradict or, be opposite of what we've learned already. It is your job as a reader, as a critical reader, to determine which one of those is true. Um, So when we get back together on Zoom, we'll talk it out. We'll see what you guys learned from the book. We'll see if it adds, changes, or contradicts anything you've already learned. And we'll talk about how you can use what's in this book in your writing. So let's get started. Rev up your writing in opinion pieces. No, it does say opinion pieces and not persuasion pieces, but when you're persuading your reader, you are persuading them to view your opinion, right? To agree with your opinion. So they're kind of two peas in a pod. Chapter 1, an introduction to writing opinion pieces. Do you have a certain point of view? Like that dogs should be adopted, or that the electoral college should be a thing, or that we should save the oceans. Anyway, do you want to share your thoughts with others? If so, you can write an opinion piece. An opinion is what you believe about something, and this belief is often based on your experiences. But an opinion is not fact. Some people will probably disagree with your opinion. An opinion piece is writing that shows your thoughts and ideas about a topic. It tries to reason with the reader. It tries to show that your opinion is right. Sometimes an opinion piece asks for a change, and sometimes it offers to a solution to a problem. Other times it draws attention to what you believe is a problem. But an opinion piece does more than share opinions. It also gives arguments or reasons that support the opinion. These arguments help the reader trust the writer. Tone is important in opinion pieces. The tone is the style of writing. When writing opinion pieces, the tone depends on your message. For example, suppose a person is attacked by a dog. You want to write an opinion piece about using leashes. The tone of the tone of your piece would be serious, but the tone does not always have to be serious. It can be humorous. For example, suppose the school wants to stop having recess. You want to write all about the fun things students do at recess. The tone of your piece could be funny. Whichever tone you choose, keep it the same all through the piece. Also, try to stay respectful. Making a reader angry will not help get your ideas across. When writing an opinion piece, it is important to know the audience. In other words, you must understand who will read the piece. Knowing the answer can help you decide what and how to write. A good opinion piece uses active voice. It includes declarative sentences. It also uses linking words to help readers connect one argument to the next. All of this writing leads you to make a point. The point is your opinion. So, this blue box over here says in 380 BC, a philosopher named Plato wrote about the difference between opinions and knowledge. Opinions can have mistakes, he wrote. That means opinions can be wrong, but knowledge is different, he explained. Knowledge does not have mistakes. So Plato believed knowledge was never incorrect. This looks like an example. Let's change lunch. I'm a fifth grader. I'm taller than a kindergartner. I weigh more than a kindergartner. I am 5 years older than a kindergartner, but I get the same serving of lunch as a kindergartner. In the last couple of years, rules have changed for school lunches. I understand why pepperoni was taken away. It was too salty and too fatty. I understand why more fruits and vegetables were added. That food is good for us, but I don't understand why we fifth graders get the same amount of food as younger students. By the end of the day, my tummy is rumbling. Kindergartners can't eat much. They throw away a lot of their food. Older students could use that food for their bigger bodies. Each kindergartner and first grader should get half a scoop of fruits and vegetables. Kids in second and third grade should get one scoop, and kids in fourth and fifth grade should get 2 scoops. For the main dish, give kindergartners half. For example, give them half a sandwich and give older kids a whole sandwich. Let's change lunch. So why does a person write this opinion piece? Who might disagree with this point of view? Take a moment to think about it. Excuse me. Audience and argument. When you write an opinion piece, you must know who will read it. Who will be the audience? This is an important question to answer before you start writing. Sometimes you write for an audience that agrees with you, and this makes your job easier. You do not have to convince anyone that you're right, but you still have to support your opinion. The audience may not have thought of the same arguments you did. More often, your audience will have both supporters and opponents. For example, a newspaper has a large audience, and that means people with different opinions read it. If you write a letter to a newspaper, some readers will probably agree with you, but others will probably disagree. Sometimes your audience might completely disagree with you, but do not let that stop you. Just make sure to note your opponent's views. This helps your reader connect with you. They will see that you understand their arguments. Then you can explain why your arguments are stronger. You might even write that you agree with some of their arguments. This helps gain your opponent's trust and respect. It says here that some of the earliest opinion pieces were printed in the 1700s. Having a strong opinion is not enough. You also need to support your opinion using facts. Make sure to find reliable sources. This will make your audience trust you more. For example, suppose you get information from a friend. Your audience may think your opinion is unreliable. Now, suppose you get information from an expert. Your audience is more likely to trust you. Here's another example. Vote yes for uniforms. In a few weeks, our city will vote about school uniforms. Some people want them, some do not. I am a student who wants school uniforms. We have a lot of poverty in our city. In fact, 65% of the students live in poverty. Families barely make enough money to buy food and clothes. I understand what the opponents are saying. Yes, the same colors can be boring. Yes, students will look similar, but uniforms have a lot of advantages for students and their families. Uniforms are more affordable than other clothes, so parents will spend less money. And parents only have to worry about 3 colors. These colors can be mixed and matched in many ways. Students will not have to spend much time picking out clothes. Uniforms mean unity. They show that we are one school. Uniforms mean equality. No more designer versus secondhand clothes. Uniforms mean safety. Teachers know that all students are dressed the same. This way they can spot people who do not belong in the school. When it's time to vote, vote yes for uniforms. So who is the audience for this opinion piece? Find one example of a fact the writer uses to support their opinion. Think about it. I'm going to move on. Chapter 3, getting to the point. You have a reason to write an opinion piece. Something made you want to share your thoughts, but your piece should not be about everything that you care about. Pick one issue and make your point. State your opinion early in the piece. This can even happen in your first sentence. You want people to pay attention to your piece. Be sure to use strong verbs. Compare these 2 sentences. The computer was broken by the girl, and the girl broke the computer. The first sentence is passive. It uses the verb was broken. The second sentence is active. It uses the verb broke. Active verbs are stronger than passive verbs. They make an opinion piece more interesting. Another way to make your pieces stronger is by using declarative sentences. Need to drink more coffee. Using declarative sentences. These sentences give ideas and they make comments. They do not ask questions, but sometimes they may answer opponents' questions. This helps readers see that you understand the topic. Keep your declarative sentences short. Your declarative sentences short. This will make your piece easier to understand. Also, be sure to use linking words and phrases. Examples include because, therefore, since, and for example. These words can help you organize your supporting arguments. Well, people are busy. They do not have time to read lots of pages. Opinion pieces in the newspaper may only have 350 words. They rarely have more than 750. This length is good, even if you do not plan to publish your piece. It is best to have a short piece that makes your point. Readers may stop paying attention if your piece is too long. Now go write your opinion piece. Make your voice heard. It says active verbs help the reader understand who is doing the action. Action verbs also create stronger images in the reader's mind. For example, eat and write are more interesting verbs than was and where. I'm a 3rd grader and I say no to electronic devices for all students. No, I'm not crazy. Lots of schools today give students electronic devices. Some are small tablets, some are laptops. Students use these devices at school, but they also take the devices home. Our school plans to give devices to all students. I don't like this idea for several reasons. 1, most students have devices at home. They do not need an extra device. The school can help families that cannot afford a device. 2, not enough young students are responsible. They will break or lose their device. 3, students are getting too much screen time. In other words, students use computers too much as it is. They always look at a screen instead of books, planners, or their friends. If we're not careful, our faces will get flat and we will grow cords out of our back pockets. Can you find an example of a declarative sentence with an active verb? What is the tone of this opinion piece? I'll leave the tips up for if you want to read them yourselves, but I think that's enough for today. So let's get back together on Zoom and discuss what we learned. Bye.